Hello, hello. Welcome to the 2026 website Playbook, Getting AI and Visitors Working Together. My name's Josh Blakeley. I'm the owner, founder of Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing. And today's online workshop is going to be all about making sure you are preparing your business online through your website to be ready for the AI revolution as everything is happening. Things have already been changing. If you've been watching these videos, I've been going through different aspects of AI and what it's doing to businesses in the industry. Today is really focused on what you would do for your website, what you need to be doing. And in previous website workshops I've done here, we've really focused on the big focus has been on user engagement and that type of thing, and that's still really important. But today we're going to be really be focusing on how do we get that people who are utilizing your websites, maximizing that, but also now looking at what's happening with AI because there's some pretty big things happening already and big things on the horizon here. So let's dive into it, and we'll get into it. So this is all part of what we're doing for our clients. So we call it the Accelerated Growth Roadmap. And it's all about making sure that you're getting inquiries, getting leads to your business, maximizing the conversion of those into paying jobs, and then taking that data, feeding it back, optimizing and getting a better cost per lead, cost per closed job, return on investment, really, whether you're managing it yourself or whether you're working with a marketing company. So here we're really focused on the maximized conversion website side of things, obviously because we're talking about websites, but it really does feed into the organic drive the leads part of getting customers online here as well. So we're going to be touching on both aspects of that. And then this falls into what we refer to as our digital dominance method. So if you're a business that really wants to be maximizing what's happening with your online presence, being digitally dominant across all of these areas is key. Now, up in the top left there, you can see we have the SEO organic section. Today, we're going to focus a lot on AI search, and that falls into that organic category there as well, also referred to as AEO, answer engine optimization. And and spreads, that's a foundation, but you've got all these other aspects to also bring in your business more revenue and be more dominant online with what you're doing. So, key things I'm going to be covering today. So, first of all, we have our SEO fundamentals. They're things you can't afford to skip any longer. There are core things that have always been tried and true, important for SEO. We're going to be just covering those foundational areas there and really highlighting what's most important with there as well, because a lot of AI search is built on great SEO in the first place. Now, second really key part for 2026, and this is one of the biggest things happening right now for AI, agentic AI search. So what this means, I'll dive into it further, is, already happening, and pretty soon more and more people are going to be just using AI agents, scour the internet to search for what they're looking for. So we're going to be diving into how that specifically relates to landscape, outdoor living contractors. And then last part of the 2026 updates here is what we're seeing is happening, how to get your business summarized, cited, and selected by AI, testing it ourselves, looking at what's happening with our clients, researching other businesses in the industry. So we're going to be diving into those core three areas today. So to make the most of this, you're going to get results if you really pay attention, but implementation is absolutely key. So these core areas are going to be diving into. You implement these in your business, you will see further return on your investment. And why listen to me? Well, this is what we focus on. We're a part of these contractor associations across the country, proud partners there, and we focus on marketing strategies for the industry. So we know what works. We know what's always changing at the forefront of that. I've written a whole book on the digital marketing strategies we use for our clients. You can get a copy on Amazon, or you can get a free copy through backyardempirebook.com. And really, this is what our core focus is. We're focused on the green industry and maximizing businesses who are really serious about growing their business, growing a a business they want to keep for a long time to sell eventually or to hand over to kids. But business owners who are taking this seriously, we love working with them and helping them grow that way. So here we go, getting into the playbook. We're going to start here with this first core part. And a little bit of history here, a little bit of history lesson from in the past. SEO was all about keywords. That's now had a shift into one of the ways we talk about this is entities. So Google is no longer just looking at like a search word, a keyword that someone puts into Google search here, but now Google and other AI platforms, any other search entity across the internet, are really looking at what we call an entity. And some examples here: you've got your brand entity, the business itself. So if you go to Google, search for your business name. If your entity is strong, there should be a lot of different websites, social media platforms, listings online for your business name, and that's that. Then you have the location entities. So these platforms, Google, are now smart enough to be knowing really detailed information about cities, counties, regions, neighborhoods, and things like that. So it makes sense that you want to be putting that information on your website for these for these platforms to search from. And then you have your services. So really, again, going down to Google is smart enough to know what these specific services entail, what they look like, what types of videos and pictures go along with them as well. So your specific offerings there are your foundation tying this all together. And really, this moves into what are the SEO fundamentals that have always been important for businesses and help businesses rank up on search results, help your Google Business Profile rank on search results when it's connected into your website. So we call the first part your website or on page, anything that's on your website, and building out pages for all your services, building out pages for the locations you serve, building out a really detailed about us uh, page, details of the business, the owners, team, all of those things. And then projects, specific projects that you've done with images, with video. YouTube embedded videos are great. Detailing the neighborhood, the materials used, the services provided. Those have always been important for SEO, but it's just getting now and now more important. Your business is going to get lost online if you're not doing these fundamentals. And then we pull in some other more technical SEO areas. We've got schema markup, which is essentially back-end content that is read by AI platforms. And then internal linking. You want to make it easy for AI search to know the structure and the hierarchy of your website. And that should be clear for users as well in the form of menus and how you have things structured. So that's always been important. Now it's just getting more and more important than it ever has been. And then some other SEO fundamentals is making sure the off-page content is set up properly there. So we have NAP, name, address, phone number. You want to be consistent across the internet. Every type of platform, every listing, every other website linking to you should have all those details correctly. You do not want to confuse any of these AI platforms by having that information incorrect. So if you've updated addresses, if you've changed phone numbers, you've got to go through and use a services that do this, that will go and update all of that there too. And then this moves into other areas like your press releases and brand mentions, anywhere online news articles, other website articles, linking back to your website, linking back to your Google Business Profile, giving the internet details about your business. The more of those, the better. And again, this has been backlinks has been a key part of SEO forever. But these are the fundamentals that you just can't afford to skip anymore if your business is going to be able to survive against other platforms, other websites, other businesses who are doing this right, because they're the ones who are going to be getting found by AI, but not just AI. People, when people are searching and AI is giving an overview now instead of a list, you want to be in there because there are less businesses that actually show in that section now across all of the platforms, ChatGPT, Google overviews, Claude, those types of things. So you've got to get it right. You've got to be in the top to beat out the competitors. So quick question, what are some of your key takeaways so far? Linking, listen back, look back on your website, your presence, what you've done with SEO so far. Do you have those fundamentals in place? They are key. Next, our second real key takeaway, and moving into this introduction here, essentially that in the age of AI agents, so this is software reading the internet. If your business data, if it isn't clear for these machines to read, then you're going to get skipped, and other businesses are going to be seen before you. So what happens is, and what we're seeing with AI search is these assistants, they're not recommending businesses that they can't fully understand or verify. So the SEO fundamentals are part of that, but now what we're seeing is the preparation for a time in the very near future where the bulk of searches for businesses are going to be done through AI agents. And those AI agents are going to be performing tasks for people. They're going to be scouring the internet, scouring your local area, looking for someone who might be a retaining wall contractor, as an example. And they looking at your website. They're looking at competitors' websites. And what they're trying to do is gather information. Do you service the area that the searcher is in? What other information do they have? How long have you been in business? What does pricing look like? Are you a specialist in retaining walls? Do you have projects that it can see? Examples? Do you have customer testimonials? All of these things are going to be read by these agents. And what is being called in the industry right now is a zero-click reality. So it's going to be moving to a position where the website's primary audience is no longer people visiting your website. First and foremost, it's going to be AI agents searching through your website and summarizing that content for people. And of course, then it's going to present to them a recommendation about businesses to look at. And that person is going to go through and then take a look at your website in more detail, learn more about what you do there as well. But the AI is going to be summarizing so much more than that. So that makes sense, right? That a website core structure, these AI agents still need information to process and make recommendations on and reference. So it's like now more important than ever that you've got to have that information out on your website and social media profiles too. But today, we're really focused on the website side of things because your website you have total control over, and you can put so much more content on there than you can put on a lot of the social media platforms. So hopefully that's to get you thinking there about the AI agent side of things. Now, the other third really key part of what's happening in 2026 with websites is, I get this question, how do we get summarized? How do we get AI to recommend us? And I mean, this landscape is constantly changing right now. There are tools we're testing. There are tools we're using that are tracking these things, but it is changing very quickly how it's done. But we've got methods there that we're using to check for our business ourselves and for our clients, and testing this out. And a common type of search that has always been searched is people searching for, best landscaper near me, or people using platforms to search for the top 10 businesses. Yelp, whether you like Yelp or not, they have a structured page on their websites for all the locations across the US for landscaping companies. And for people who are searching for those searches, which is often what people are using on things like ChatGPT, these platforms then have to start to look through, what does that mean? What does the top 10 businesses mean? What is the best company in this area? Best company in San Diego, what does that look like? And they're going to be scouring things. We already talked about the website. They're going to be looking through the website details there. And it's going to be reading things like, how long have you been in business? Because that is an indicator of a good company. Whether you agree with that or not, generally a company that's been around longer has credibility and has some weight behind it. But reading reviews, what these platforms are doing here as well. And you can put review content on your website. You can use widgets, or you can even just copy and paste reviews and have them there, and have them next to projects you've done with client testimonials. Something like that is better than nothing. But what we're seeing researching across the industry here, the 24.5 rule is something we're calling it. Uh, and this will help you. This is a goal for your business to be consistently cited as a top or best option in your area for your services, is aiming for 200 reviews with an average rating of 4.5 across that. Now, Google Business Profile has always been the most important area here, but these platforms are also referencing other areas. It is referencing Yelp reviews, referencing Facebook. Those are some of the core ones, but there are other things like House and and Angie. Whether you keep using those services or not, those platforms are cited there as well. So, as a bit of a strategy, and again, now more than ever, this getting this reputation, this review in place is absolutely key for businesses there for that. Second part to this, and this still has been important in the past, but a common search for people that they're using is something to do with pricing. And the businesses that are putting some pricing on their websites, whether it's the specific project price or a range or a starting out value, that is information for these AI searches to use. And because most businesses do not do that right now, guess who's going to be the one that's getting cited by these AI platforms? Uh, do it. Don't be afraid to put pricing. You don't have to have the specific number there, but you want to give people an indication. Um, Now, something that's being uh, this, this working great for this area is the interactive pricing estimators. So there are a whole bunch out there on the internet. We've got a few if you want to chat to us about that we would recommend. But one, when someone is spending time on your website using a pricing estimator, spending time looking around, that's a great indicator for SEO. But also, you've now got buy-in because someone who's gone through that process has started to get to know your company and is going to appreciate that they've got some pricing there as well. So we're just recommending for all of our clients now, and anyone else, start putting pricing estimators on your site as well. At least even just a starting ballpark figure. These, obviously they get quite complex in this industry for working out pricing, but you can still put together something that gives people a general range of what something would cost. And of course, it's not a quote; it's an estimate. It's not what it would actually cost that person. That is the step foot in the door. And you can follow up. Your sales team can follow up. You can have automated follow up to people who go and put in the price estimator and use that there. So all about pricing. And then other areas is your methods, detailing the step-by-step process of how you operate. What makes your business unique? What makes you you? Those are all great things you should be putting on your website and on social media to give a chance for AI to look at this. And when people might be searching for that uniqueness or that specific type of business they want to work with, maybe they want to work with someone who is a specialist in retaining walls, you've got a chance of being cited that way. And again, just to come back to pricing here, breakdown is you don't need a penny perfect quote just to satisfy AI. The goal here is to give some price anchors, some ranges. Starting out pricing is a great way to do this. One, because you can filter out people who have no clue about what things cost, and you can put that out there as a starting point there. And then writing articles about what goes into affecting costs of your project and putting videos together on that. That is also fantastic pricing content that you can use in this area as well. Now, like I say, another add to that the methods and what makes you you. I've used this quote on a number of these presentations here, but what can you say that your competitors can't say is a great starting point for working out how to get summarized for those specific areas I mentioned there. Okay. So that was it. That was those core 2026 updates that we're seeing specific for websites and getting them ready for AI searches and the agentic AI, which is happening right now and it's going to come very, very quickly. Um, if you have any questions, please let me know. We're always happy to chat through how this affects businesses. We just love talking to people in the industry there as well. So, you can grab the copy of the book, of course, but in our podcast, we have a podcast. If you'd like to be interviewed, we love talking to people across the industry. But yeah, lastly, if you do have some specific questions about your business, book a call with us through our website there, or you can call us and book a call through our AI phone system there. And we'd be more than happy to chat to you and take a look at what's happening with your business and AI search right now. We can take an audit of that for you there. So, with that being said, my name is Josh Blakeley from Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing. I hope that this workshop has been beneficial for you, something food for thought, something to go back and analyze on your business, and would be more than happy to speak to you about it further. Have a great day.